Thank you for tuning in to another special G1 Climax edition of Chris Black's NJPW Report. I am your host, the natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night SlamCasters podcast, independent professional wrestler, and everybody's favorite narcissist. Today I'm here to talk to you about Night 12 of professional wrestling's greatest tournament, the G1 Climax. So we are back on the B block, and things are not as close in terms of the winner as we have Naito in the lead. But at this point, I'm not going to say it's anyone's games because there are some people that are not going to be even in consideration for the winner anymore, as each and every match is having more dire consequences moving forward. But with that being said, let's get to it. In the first match, we got some action from the Young Lions. We have my boy Umura taking on Gabriel Kidd. I'm going to love this match because they have two technical specialists going to work right at the start. They start feeling each other out. As you can observe, they're both pretty evenly matched. We got Gabriel Kidd representing the British style, Umura representing the strong style. They do another one of those test of strength spots with the monkey flip, but they put an extra little spin on this one as they did a double monkey flip. And then as they're laying on their backs, still in the hold, there's a double pin attempt. They both kick out, and then they both bridge up. It's a really good looking spot. A lot of trainees will appreciate it. But we get some great mat wrestling, some really good escapes. Again, very good match. They really have the basics down. Kidd is able to get on a half crab early during the match, but Umura gets to the rope pretty quickly. At this point, they're going to put a pause on mat wrestling and then go right to strikes. Umura puts on the full crab. This time, Gabriel Kidd is the one to get to the rope. Umura attempts a double underhook suplex, but it gets blocked by Kidd. Kidd picks up the pace. He hits that Billy Robinson butterfly suplex and gets the win. Fairly quick match, 8 minutes, 47 seconds. So the official C block standings, Tsuji still sitting on top with 10 points. Umura and Kidd now both tie at 7. Alright, let's get into some of this tournament action. The first match, you have Goto taking on Yoshi-Hashi. These are two of the 6-man never openweight tag team champions. We have partners facing off with each other. Obviously, both members are part of the Chaos faction, so expect a pretty good, clean match. As the match starts, we see that Yoshi is targeting the arm of Goto, which is still heavily wrapped, so you can't blame him. It's all fair in competition. Yoshi even taunts him a little bit. Goto gets in his face, but there's no cheap shots thrown. Yoshi goes right back to the arm. Goto nails a snap back suplex, but he lands on his injured arm, so he kind of hurt himself. But he's able to stay on top of Yoshi for a little bit, trying to shake off the pain. He's able to deliver a Ushigoroshi onto Yoshi, but Yoshi recovers, hits a dragon suplex, followed by a double knee, before going to apply that butterfly lock. Once it seems like Goto is trying to fight out, like he's gonna get away, like he's gonna escape, he transitions it into a double wrist slot, so he's putting on more pressure on that arm. As Goto is trying to escape, he starts standing up, so Yoshi instead gives him a backcracker, followed by a Kumagoroshi for another close 2 count. As the two are standing up, they start trading blows. Kevin Kelly mentions that Goto has to win tonight, or a win by Naito will take him out of the running. He attempts a GTR, but Yoshi headbutts him, preventing it. Goto then headbutts him back, knocking Yoshi down with the glazed look in his eyes. And then Goto was able to finish him off with a GTR to end the match, earning the 2 points. So he is still alive in the tournament for now. The match was over 14 minutes and 12 seconds. Alright, next match is going to be an interesting one. We have Yano taking on Zack Sabre Jr. Right off top, the disrespect. Zack takes the KOPW trophy from the attendant and throws it to the ground. So Yano starts bitching a little bit about it. At the start of the match, when the bell rang, Yano starts taking all of his hidden rolls of tape out of his tights, pulling them out of I think he pulled out about a good 4 rolls of tape. He's claiming, clean fighter, clean fighter. From what I understand though, Yano knows what he's doing. He competed in college in wrestling, and in this match he really starts showcasing his skills against Zack. He gets down into the referee position, but Zack tries a quick roll up into a armbar. Then after Yano shakes him off, Zack now gets down in referee position, but instead Yano runs for the turnbuckle padding. Then we get some of the real action as Zack starts to attack Yano and takes him to the outside. Yano throws Zack into the barricades, then he grabs a chair. He starts taping up Zack's arm onto the chair through the barricade, trapping Zack. So as the referee starts to count, you have Zack just flailing about because he can't get the chair through the barricade. But as he gets around the count of 15, he realizes if he just turns the chair a little bit, he's able to pull it right out. So he slides back in the ring right in time. I think he got in at 18 seconds. So then we get Yano yelling at the ref because Zack brought a chair in the ring. Zack is having a temper tantrum trying to get himself unstuck from the chair. He has to get the referee to help him. Surprisingly, Zack, it seems like he's having a little bit of difficulty adjusting to Yano's unique type of offense. Not even unique, when he's actually wrestling with you and not always, going for the ha-ha. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of ha-ha in this match, but Zack probably really didn't expect this Yano to show up. Zack takes Yano to the outside, locks on an ankle lock, and starts dragging him away from the ring. So when the referee starts to count, when they got to about 12, he starts sprinting towards the ring with Yano running right behind him, but they both make it to the ring in time. Zack begins to focus on to Yano's leg, and he puts on the ankle lock, but once Yano gets out of it, Zack gets to the corner and unhooks one of the turnbuckles. Then you get a bunch of back and forth pin attempts. We are now hit the 10-minute mark. In the end, Zack puts on a weird ankle lock / heel hook for the submission for the win in 12 minutes, 21 seconds. Yano had no choice but to tap out. This is a pretty good Yano match. I like when he just doesn't do comedy. I like when he mixes in a little bit of what we don't normally see from him. So once again, another great match by these two guys. Alright, up next, we have Sanada taking on Kenta. As Kenta comes out, he's showing the crowd that he has a sign, got some Japanese writing, so I don't know what it says, so I'm going to have to trust what Kevin Kelly says, and he says that it's Tanahashi's head. I guess that's what the wording says. Anyway, Sanada is having a little problem with Kenta strolling around in the ring with the briefcase. So the referee wants to take the briefcase. Kenta tosses it up in the air, causes a distraction, and then attacks Sanada. They go right to the outside where he starts his attack, focusing on the shoulder of Sanada, mostly using the barricades. Then he tosses them back inside and then continues the assault on the shoulder. Kenta remains in control for, I'd say, most of the early stages of this match, utilizing a sleeper hold to wear Sanada down in between attacking a body part like the neck or the shoulder or both. Sanada starts to fight back and attempts to put him in a paradise lock, but Kenta escapes the first try, but Sanada is able to get him in the second. And I love the paradise lock. Kevin Kelly was saying that there's only two people that know how to get out of it. If you haven't seen the paradise lock, it's definitely something to YouTube. It's a funny looking hold, and the way they describe how you can't get out is interesting. But kayfabe wise, yeah, there's only two people that can get out of it, and Sanada's one of them, and they named the other guy, but I didn't write it down and I do not remember. So, sorry about that. But Kenta is doing a really good job stopping any momentum that Sanada is trying to build. Kenta hits his patented big boot, flying delay drop kick, and top rope double stomp sequence. Then he picks him up to try a GTS, but Sanada reversed it into a skull end. Kenta's able to escape, but then Sanada nails a TKO. He sets him up with the skull end once again, but Kenta twists and then shoves Sanada right into the ref, drops Sanada with a DDT, grabs the briefcase, looking like he's about to tattoo his head like he did Tanahashi, but Sanada ducks it and then drop kicks the briefcase into Kenta's face. So there goes the briefcase. The ref is now up. He attempts a Muda moonsault, but Kenta puts his knees up. Then you get a bunch of roll-up pin attempts, but the spot ends with a Japanese leg roll clutch by Sanada for the win in 11 minutes 25 seconds. Awesome match. I didn't expect Kenta to be in control as much as he was, but not to say that Kenta's not a formidable opponent for Sanada. Kenta just has that dangerous fighting style that can pretty much take down anybody on any given day. Well, All right, next match. We have Juice Robinson taking on the reigning IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito. This match right here. So the mind games of this match is out of control. So Naito is taking forever to this rope. So Juice is just lying on top of the ropes in the corner, acting like he's smoking a cigarette. Like, come on, we ain't got all day. Like I said, just straight mind games. This is Naito trying to get inside his opponent's head, trying to get him frazzled so that they'll overreact and do something that's going to cause Naito to take control of the match. As they're circling each other, man, Juice is so over with the crowd. So as they go for the lockup, Naito ducks, like, nah, not yet. You know, just, again, wasting time. So they circle each other some more. They go to lock up. This time, Juice does little mind games of his own as he avoids the lockup. So we have Juice return the favor a bit. Then they finally lock up and start doing some chain wrestling. Naito rolls out to the Tranquilo pose and starts mocking the Juice clap while throwing up the LIJ fist. Naito's going to be fucking with him the entire match. So they lock up again. Juice comes out on top, rolls him to the outside, and starts to batter him with the barricade. He starts putting the boots to Naito as soon as he rolls back in. This time it's Naito who gains the advantage, sending Juice to the outside. Naito repeatedly is throwing Juice into the barricade, slamming his head into the ring apron, launching him back to the barricade, slamming his head on the apron. He kept doing that again and again and again. Then he launched him into the opposite barricade, rolls into the ring. Now it's Juice's turn to try to beat the clock. And once Juice rolls in, Naito starts putting the boots to him and then locks him in that submission that looks like he's got you in a full Nelson with his legs. He starts mocking Juice again while he's locked in, and then continues to mock him as he's getting up. Juice is up and he starts trying to fight back. Is taken to the corner, and Naito starts dropping those hard elbows to his neck and shoulder, softening him up for the Destinos. Juice stops Naito's momentum with a spine buster. He does some Juice jabs, fakes the left hand of God, and then drops him with a DDT. As Naito starts working up, he goes right back working on the neck of Juice Robinson. Throws in another neck submission with Juice barely reaching the ropes. As the match goes on, Juice caught him slipping and nailed him with the full Nelson bomb. He sets Naito up for a superplex jackhammer combo. So off the top rope, bam. Holding on, still holding on, picks him up for the jackhammer. Again, prettier than Goldberg's. Drops him, only gets a 2 count. Sets him up for the Juice box, but is countered into a poison Rana. Both men are now down. As he's getting up, Naito starts pounding his neck with his elbows, again softening Juice up before he hits the Destino. Now I'm going to be honest, the closing minutes of this match is filled with a lot of big moves and counters, causing both of these guys to do a lot of selling and being down. Doesn't take away from the match though, I'm just saying the closing minutes are full of a lot of big move counter selling, big move counters selling, or big moves, counters, big move, selling. Anyway, so Juice actually kicked out of the first Destino, and he got all of it. It wasn't like he did a half-assed Destino. He tries to put on the Pulp Friction, but Naito slips out and hits another Destino, putting him down 25 minutes, 1 second. Another 2 points earned for Naito, and he is the first to get to 10 points. So again, the guy to beat right now is Tetsuya Naito. The only person able to defeat him has been Sonata thus far. Alright, so we have our main event. We have Tanahashi taking on Evil. So I get a little bit of history from Kevin Kelly, saying that Evil won the 2017 G1 against Tanahashi, saying that Evil won the 2017 G1 Climax against Tanahashi, but then lost the next 2 G1 Climax matches against him. So he's 1-2 wrestling Tanahashi since 2017. So at the start of the match, Evil kicks Tanahashi and then snatches on his headlock. Doesn't actually stay in control because Tanahashi starts building momentum, only to have Togo pull him out and throw him into the barricades. That damn Togo. Fucking dick. Evil starts to pile up the chairs, but instead he wraps one around Tanahashi's head and then hits it with another chair. It's a really nasty spot, and I honestly don't see how you can really do that without kind of getting fucked up. But this angers Tsuji, who starts trying to get the ref's attention, but gets suplexed onto the chairs by Evil. Red Shoe checks on Tanahashi while Evil slides in the ring and removes one of the turnbuckle paddings. So at this point, this is when Evil takes control of the match, starts working on the knee of Tanahashi. Tanahashi is fighting to build some momentum, but is thrown right onto the exposed buckle. Tanahashi is down, but he is still able to mount some offensive going after Evil's leg. He applies the clover leaf at a high angle, but Evil is able to get to the ropes. Evil slows down his attack after throwing Tanahashi again into the exposed turnbuckles, but Tanahashi is able to rally back up, climbs to the top. Togo jumps on the apron, but Tsuji was able to grab him before he did any damage. Tanahashi hits the flying crossbody, puts Evil back into the clover leaf. Evil grabs the ref, distracts what's happening. Togo jumps in, starts choking Tanahashi with that, I don't know what they call it, but basically it's like a metal wire connected to handles, so he's trying to choke him from behind with it. But he's able to escape, then he drops Togo. He goes right back up to the top rope. Ref is distracted, so Togo shakes the ropes, causing Tanahashi to be crotched. Evil climbs up right after him, nails a superplex for a very close 2 count. Evil delivers Darkness Falls for another 2 count, and then, wasting no more time, hits him with the Everything is Evil for the win in 19 minutes 58 seconds. Another great action from the B block. Now, as for picking the match of the night, I'm going to have to award it to Juice Robinson versus Naito. I absolutely loved their match. It was obviously the cocky champ taking on someone that isn't challenging for the title, not right now anyway. I didn't expect Juice Robinson to win this match, but he put up a really good fight, and there were several times where I actually thought maybe they're going to give him the win, but it wasn't so. Regardless, I'm giving this match of the night. Again, great match to watch. If you're listening to this review and just haven't watched Night 12 yet, I suggest you definitely go and check this match out. But that about does it for Night 12 of the G1 Climax tournament. If you've enjoyed this show, I ask that you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you're alerted every time new episodes are uploaded. If you want to follow me on social media, there are links in the description that will take you to my Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to show the Saturday Night SlamCasters some love. Links in the description take you to the podcast on our host site, Buzzsprout, as well as our YouTube channel. That's right, we do have a YouTube channel as well. Hit that subscribe button over there. Also, you'll find links to our Facebook page and our Facebook page group, the Saturday Night SlamCasters Slam Board. Once again, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Natural Chris Black of Chris Black's NJPW Report, and I will see you next time. Come get slammed.